All right, I'm gonna make this super quick because Supercross starts in an hour and a half. So as you saw, we got the lighting, at least on this half of the garage, done. Next up is these. I already built one. I've got one more to build, and then I want to see if I can maybe get this garage floor swept and washed out before Supercross starts. So that's all I got right now. I gotta hurry to see how much I can get done. I also have two Cobalt tool drawers cabinets that I bought and picked up today. They're on sale. I was gonna get them anyway, and then they went on sale, so I went and picked up two of them to complete this side of the garage for all my tools and stuff, and for the butcher block to sit on top. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to get this wiped out as quick as I can, and let's see how much I get done. So it's a little bit reveal time. This is the 2-car bay. Still got to get the lights up over here. Just finished up with the floor cleaning. Got the hex lights. I love those. They're looking real good. And then this is going to be pretty much the layout of the toolboxes and the storage cabinets. And then we'll have the large butcher block that goes across the top of the drawers. And then we'll get some other storage cabinets that run across the top here. And then our pegboard will go in the middle. And then for the air compressor, I want to get a line that goes up and then to a retractable one on the ceiling somewhere. We'll figure that out. That'll be a last step kind of thing. But this is pretty much the lay of the land. We gotta, of course, clean all that. That's from sanding and all that stuff. But this is it. Oh, and another thing too. Over here, I'm gonna put a wall-mounted power washer here. It's already on the way. In fact, should be here in the next couple days, because I always wash my bike right out here. So then I'll have the wall-mounted retractable hose power washer hanging up right there. And then of course still have access to the breaker box, just in case I need to get in there in a pinch. Of course, everything's still dirty. Once I get everything organized, we'll clean it all. But this is what she's looking like, and I'm excited to get going. All right, so what's on the agenda today? Sound. So like I said, I wanted to get a nice audio system in here so I can listen to music while I wrench on the bike or do anything in the garage, have company over, whatever it may be. Having a nice sound system in here is one of my top priorities, so we're gonna get that set up now so then I can have my music while I do everything else. I still gotta organize all my stuff into these cabinets, clean, do all that kind of stuff, and it'll be really nice if I can have the audio set up while I do that so I can bump to some music to make it all a little bit less painful. So we're rocking with the Klipsch. Don't know how to pronounce that. R120SW front firing subwoofer. It is a 12-inch sub. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet. It's pretty large, as you can see. I might put it in this corner over here, and I might have to slide everything down, but we'll see. And then for the speakers, we're rocking with the Polk Signature Elite ES15 right here. Obviously, two of them in there. And then I've got just some speaker mounts for the wall. I'm gonna have one up over here in the left corner, another one over here on the right, probably behind the garage rail. Of course, speaker wire, some banana plugs, and then an amplifier that I should be able to route my TV through, as well as Bluetooth to my phone. So again, enough yapping, let's get into it. All right, here's this beauty of a subwoofer. It's a lot more deep than it is wide, which is good for me. That's gonna align with what I want to do. It's gonna fit perfectly in this corner over here. I wanna see if there's a way I can get this screen off, because I kind of like the look of a subwoofer with just the sub that you can see. I think it looks kind of cool. And just as I was about to move this thing over there and get everything slid over, I did find out that this is pretty easy to take off. It's just like some pins that hold it on. So wait till you see the front of this thing. That thing is sweet. It's definitely staying off. So we're sticking with that for sure. It's gonna look just like this in the corner over there. And then we'll roll with this for sure. All right, what we're working with, we got our power strip, one of two. It's 4 feet long. So one's gonna go on the bottom over here, underneath the pegboard, and then I'm gonna have another one that goes over here, and then there's another outlet under there. So I'll have 2 power strips that I have easy access to, but also have some wires hidden. But anyway, got it hooked up, got my power to the subwoofer going, and then it's gonna sit over here in this corner. So next, I think I'm gonna try to run the speaker, or mount the speakers up here. One up here, and then one over here. And then we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna unpack that right now. Well, these are a little heavier than I thought they were gonna be. Ooh, yeah. That's sweet. That's gonna look real good. I like again, it's like I don't even know what it's like a tan color. I don't know. Looks pretty sweet. We'll get these mounted up, and then we'll run some cable. I don't know how well that's gonna go, but there's only one way to find out. And then also, of course, the amp. Bunch of different knobs for treble bass, the sub volume as well, and then I think just general volume. And over here, power, little cool power switch, and then you've got everything you need back here. Got the sub over here, left speaker, right speaker, and then some line ins. I believe this will be where I put my TV, TBD, but I think that's how that's gonna work. Alright, I got both these speakers up. They actually weren't too bad to mount. I am gonna have to do a little bit of an audible though, because they did have to be installed on a stud, which I was actually planning on doing anyway, but I didn't really think about how I was gonna run the wire behind the wall with it being in a stud right here. So I think I'll be all right to run it externally. I'll run it behind the cabinet, because the cabinet's gonna come over a little bit more. And then I'll also have the mounted shelving up here, the mounted storage up here. And then I can run it behind the pegboard as well, because the pegboard is gonna be up here. So whatever, it's fine. And then, but these are looking sweet. So we're gonna get the amp hooked up down here, and then we'll see how they sound. All right, so we finally got everything hooked up. Of course, wires look like hell right now. And actually, they look kind of cool with the red going down the wall. But anyway, got everything hooked up, got that hooked up, sub hooked up. I did run into a little bit of a problem. I needed an RCA to a 3.5 millimeter back here to get it to work with my amplifier. Only problem is I couldn't find anything longer than 6 foot in the area, so I had to order one off Amazon. That'll be here tomorrow, and then I can tidy up these wires. So I do want the amp to be up here. So I just have it there so that it can reach the sub. I would play some music for you to hear. You know what, I guess I will. I mean, the sound quality is only gonna be as good as the playback device that you're listening on, but just take my word for it, this is probably some of the best money I've ever spent. These things, I'm gonna have a blast just bumping music while working on the bike and whatever. So if you're on the fence of getting a good setup with some good speakers and a good setup for your garage, do it. They sound incredible. So I'll play it, and we'll see if you can do it any justice through the camera and through your computer or phone or whatever, but here you go. So the only downside to like playing it through YouTube and through whatever you're listening on is you probably just got like an earful of bass and nothing else. But in person, it's all it's pretty heavy bass. I like to have the bass a little bit up, but everything sounds pretty clear in person. And with the amplifier, I can adjust any of that however I want. And same with the sub. The sub has some adjustments for gain and stuff like that on it too, obviously. But take my word for it, they sound amazing. I would recommend these to anyone, and they look great. Everything, I am so happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna bump some music and get everything a little bit organized, and wait for this RCA cable to get here before I can really start cable managing this stuff. And whatever's next will be next, so stay tuned.